I hate that kind of long black hair, Ethna said, drinking the last of the beer. They hid the bottle under the bath. In the room with the piano, Mary got the glasses ready. Tears ran down her face, so she did not put on the light. She saw what the party would be like. They would eat the goose, the men would get drunk, and the girls would giggle. They would dance and sing and tell ghost stories. And in the morning, she would have to get up early and be home in time for milking. She looked out of the small window at the dirty street, remembering how once she had danced with John on the farm road to no music at all, just their hearts beating and the sound of happiness. On that first day at tea, her father had suggested that John should stay with them, and he stayed for 4 days, helping with the farm work and the farm machinery. Mary made his bed in the morning and carried up a bowl of rainwater every evening so that he could wash. She washed his shirt, and that day his bare back burnt in the sun. She put milk on it. It was his last day with them. After supper, he gave each of the older children a ride on the motorbike. She would never forget that ride. She felt warm from head to foot in wonder and delight. The sun went down, and wild flowers shone yellow in the grass. They did not talk as they rode. She had her arms around his stomach, with the delicate and desperate hold of a girl in love. However far they went, they always seemed to be riding into a golden mist. The lake was at its most beautiful. They stopped at the bridge and sat on a low stone wall. She took an insect off his neck and touched the skin where there was a tiny drop of blood. It was then that they danced, to the sound of singing birds and running water. The air was sweet with the smell of the grass in the fields, lying green and ungathered. They danced. "Sweet Mary," he said, looking seriously into her brown eyes. "I cannot love you because I already have a wife and children to love. Anyway, you're too young and too innocent." Next day, as he was leaving, he asked if he could send her something in the post. It came 11 days later, a black and white drawing of her, very like her, except that the girl in the drawing was uglier. "That's no good for anything," said her mother, who had been expecting a gold bracelet or necklace. They hung it on the kitchen wall for a while, and then one day it fell down. Someone, probably her mother, used it with a brush for collecting dirt from the floor. Mary had wanted to keep it, to put it safely away in a drawer, but she was ashamed to. Her family were hard people, and it was only when someone died that they ever cried or showed much feeling. "Sweet Mary," he had said, he never wrote. 2 summers passed. She had a feeling that he would come back, and at the same time, a terrible fear that he might not. In the upstairs room of the hotel, the men were taking off their jackets and sitting down to eat. The girls had carried the goose up from the kitchen, and it lay in the centre of the table. Mrs. Rogers had closed the public bar, and now she was cutting meat off the goose and putting it onto plates. She kept Mary busy, serving the potatoes and passing the food around. Mr. Brogan, as chief guest, was served first with the best cuts of goose.